What's good, Creative Fam? Brandon Washington here, and welcome back to another office tour. And a massive shout out to Herman Miller for sponsoring a portion of this video. So a few months ago, I actually posted an office tour breaking down this entire office, but I didn't get a chance to spend enough time on all the different areas. So in today's video, we're gonna spend the entire time breaking down my desk. Now, some things have changed, but a couple quick things. First off, this office is no bigger than your traditional bedroom. So if you have a spare bedroom or a small office space, you can absolutely implement all the things that I've done in this office in your own space. Also, I primarily use this space to create tons and tons of content. So everything that's being done here, the reason why everything is set up is so that I can create content quickly and easily. So let's go ahead and break down this brand new desk, because that's the first thing that got the biggest change. All right, so let's first kick things off with the desk itself. This is the Eureka ergonomic desk, and this is a very different desk than the one I had previously. First off, it's a much lighter color, which I thought was gonna be really great for shooting video, kind of have a little bit more bounce instead of everything being so dark and moody. The other thing that I really love about this desk is sort of the form factor. So most desks are just like slabs of rectangled wood, but this one actually sort of curves around you. So if you kind of can imagine me sitting here, the desk literally wraps around me, sort of more of like a command station or like a cockpit or something like that. And that is something that I really liked about this desk. Now, I bought this desk on Amazon. They do have two different versions. They have this one here, which is a sit-stand desk. As you can see, I actually have the buttons right here to be able to adjust it. And then they have another version that doesn't rise up. But the other thing that I really liked about this desk is the fact that it actually has this really neat pull-out tray for your keyboard and your mouse. And this really comes in handy, especially as an editor and when I'm doing a lot of color grading. As you can see on my desk, I have this giant color wheel, which I'm gonna get to in just a second. But I like for this to actually sit up here on the main mask of the desk. And then I still have a spot for my keyboard and my mouse. Because with this giant color board, it was really getting in the way in my previous setup. And so I really like the way this entire thing works. The desk does have other couple really cool features, like it does have this little headphone holder right here, which is really nice. Also on the other side here, you do get a cup holder, which is fairly large, definitely big enough for Texas sized drinks out here, but most of the time it's really just hanging onto some Red Bull. And then I love these little inserts right here. It makes it super easy just to like drop your phone or an iPad or something like that in here and just sort of have that up as a secondary place to just store your technology. So whenever you need it, you know exactly where to go to find it. Really, really solid desk. Came with the desk mat in case you're wondering. And it has cable management that makes things so much easier. So now let's go ahead and break down everything on the desk. Just to keep it simple, we're gonna just kind of go from the left to the right, and we're gonna go over all the different elements that I have on here. And again, everything is here used for creating content. So starting at the far end of the desk, we actually are going to have a Rode mic. This is their podcast mic. I actually have the XLR version of it, and I'll explain how I run all this to my computer in just a moment. But this is on the low profile Elgato arm. And I absolutely love this arm because I don't really like the big boom arms that come over top. They kind of are a visual eyesore. And so this works out really well. And then I have an XLR cable just running this across the desk to the other side. And again, because I use this desk to create content, I also have a light up here. So this is a Amaran light panel. I actually have this diffused. I have it double diffused. So I actually added a secondary layer of diffusion here. So that way the light was a little bit softer than what it came out of the kit. You can always buy diffusion like this secondhand, or you can buy it online. So you don't just have to use the diffusion that comes with your light. You can always buy extra diffusion if you want softer light. Continuing on, this here is actually one of the newest items to my desk. So this is also from Elgato, and this is the Elgato prompter. Now this is a teleprompter that I actually have a camera behind it. The camera behind it right now is the Z8, but having this teleprompter helps me so much when it comes to making YouTube videos, creating ad reads for the podcast. But one of the things I actually love using it for the most is just doing Zoom calls. I actually will set up the zoom right here on the actual prompter. So that way when I'm looking at at my guest or when I'm looking at whoever I'm on a meeting with, instead of it looking like I'm looking off camera or I'm not really making eye contact with them, I can look directly at them. And as far as they're concerned, it looks like I'm just looking straight at the camera or straight at my screen. And it's a really, really awesome setup. The nice thing about this Elgato prompter is it just connects to your computer via USB-C, and you install a couple quick little pieces of software and you're pretty much good to go. All right, moving on. Now we get to the heart of the system, which is the monitor system that I've been running for a long time. Now this hasn't changed on my desk for a while, so I won't spend too much time on this, but I'm running a 32-inch Dell monitor that is a 5K display. It's super good for editing and color accuracy, and it has a built-in calibrator, which is awesome. And then my other monitor here is the LG dual up display. I currently just use it as a vertical monitor. This is not a monitor that is turned vertically. This is literally how the monitor is, as you can tell from the bezel here. It's designed to be a vertical monitor first, and I absolutely love it for that reason. Now, when it comes to the reason why I had to upgrade my desk, it's for all these next peripherals that I'm gonna be talking to you guys about. Like I said, I use this thing as a command central. So at the very heart in the middle of the desk is my DaVinci Resolve mini panel from Blackmagic. And this is what I use to do all of my color grading inside of DaVinci Resolve. I find that it's just much easier to color grade with the tactile buttons and knobs, and I enjoy it a lot more. Next to that is my Stream Deck, which is kind of a new piece, but as you can quickly see, I definitely need an Elgato sponsorship because I bought so much Elgato stuff around here, it's not even funny. But this Stream Deck is from Elgato as well, and I use this to be able to launch applications. I use this a lot on our live stream in order to like switch camera angles and switch effects and things like that. It's a really customizable tool that you can use on your desk to literally do just about anything. So for example, I can swipe through and have multiple pages where I have all the different apps that I'd like to open up. In this case, I can open up DaVinci Resolve from right here. And then of course, because I have my panel, I can immediately go in and start actually editing everything from right here. And it's really, really nice and easy to be able to do this. And I find that just having tactile buttons whenever I'm working on my computer, it's just way easier and more fun to actually operate on. And at the end of the day, if you're gonna spend hours sitting at your desk editing anyway, why not make it the best experience possible? Okay, hold on really quick. So Travis, my camera guy right now, is making fun of me because I have an Apple mouse. I love the Apple mouse.
I love the Apple mouse.
I don't know why everybody hates the Apple mouse. It gets the job done. Yes, it's mad annoying when I have to recharge it. That port is stupid. But I will say I use this Apple mouse more than I use the trackpad that's down here. But I love it. I don't know why everybody quit hating. Next to that is sort of what powers everything, which is a M1 MacBook Pro Max? Ultra? It's the most maxed out version you can get. So maybe it's the Max. Is it the Max?
Max.
It's Max?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have the Apple M1 MacBook Pro Max, and this has been great for me. The only limitation I run into with this is ports, but I did find a solution for that. As far as power goes though, it is doing a phenomenal job to not only allow me to do all of my video editing, but it also allows me to do all of my live streaming. I just can't have all my programs running at the exact same time because it is very power hungry to live stream and do heavy video editing. That said, I do think that when it comes time to upgrade, I will be shifting over to a desktop. So fingers crossed, Apple gives us a new Mac Studio soon, but that'd be awesome. But to solve most of those problems, right underneath my monitor here, you can actually see I have this dock from Ivanky, I-V-A-N-K-Y, Ivanky, I think that's how you say it. And this thing basically opens up your computer to let anything be connected to it. I mean, in fact, this computer here only has 3 USB-C ports, but literally both of these monitors, the color board, this extra monitor here from the prompter, to the Stream Deck, to my card reader, to my Blackmagic switcher, to my Rode over here, all of this is being connected to this computer, and it's only being done because of this Ivanky dock. So if you need a dock for your MacBook, Definitely check that guy out. And I'll have that link down below in the description, along with everything else I'm talking about for that matter. But as I mentioned, next to the desk is my Rodecaster Pro 2. And this is how I handle all of my audio needs for this desk. With this desk, I am not only needing to listen to audio coming back out of my computer, but I also need to be able to do Zoom calls. And as I mentioned before, we have a podcast / live streaming show that we do every single Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. And what's amazing about this Rodecaster 2 is that it is the hub of all things audio for my desk. I have a couple different microphones plugged into it at any given time. And what I love is that I can just come right over here and just literally mute or unmute whichever microphone I need to connect to it at any given time. So Rode does have a lot of different options when it comes to products that can solve your needs when it comes to your audio production. So you just have to figure out which one works best for you and then go ahead and go with that one. But personally, I love the Rodecaster 2. It's great. Now, we can't talk about the desk setup without talking about this amazing rug, actually, before we get to the chair. I mean, look at this rug. It's super dope. I love it. I don't know. I'm nerdy. It's what I like. Dragon Ball all day. But this chair is actually where I spend most of my time. Now, this is the Herman Miller Embody Chair. Big shout out to Herman Miller for sponsoring this video as well as sending this guy out. It is so customizable. It has quickly become the best chair I have ever owned. Now, I understand that investing in a high priced chair might seem like a big ask, but I will say, like, because you spend so many hours in the chair, do yourself and your body a favor and absolutely invest in it. I mean, they have these armrest height adjustment buttons that allow you to bring the armrest up and down. You can bring them in and out, which I absolutely love because I mean, I can find the fit that works best for me. Everything is customizable from how far you let the chair lean back. You can literally adjust the tilt limiter. You can lean all the way back or you can lock it so that way you don't go back very far at all. And not to mention, it's just super, super comfortable. There's also the ability to adjust the actual seat depth as well as the back fit adjustment. That plus it has a 12-year warranty. So if anything happens on the chair and you have to get it replaced, fixed, whatever, you can absolutely do that through the warranty. So this chair has been absolutely amazing. Of course, just like this and everything else, I'll have it linked down below in the description. But yeah, when it comes to investing in a chair, I'm absolutely glad that now I have a Herman Miller. And thanks again, Herman Miller, for sponsoring this portion of the video. In my last office tour, I didn't spend a lot of time talking about the hard drives, and I got quite a few questions about the system that I'm currently running. So I wanted to break those down for you guys. So I currently have 2 RAID systems that are running, and they hold most of my projects that I'm currently working on, and then some older projects that I want to have quick access to. So it starts with 2 different systems. I have a QNAP NAS RAID system. It's a 12-bay RAID system that also has 4 SSD slots. And this thing has over 124 terabytes all included. And then next to that, I also have a G-Tech RAID system. This is a slightly older hard drive, but they still do sell it. And this is a fantastic 4-bay RAID system. And the way I have them set up to my computer is they actually daisy chain to one another. So the RAID system from the QNAP connects to the G-Tech, and then that actually gets plugged directly into my computer. And that's how I'm able to access all the data on here. Now, I will say, investing in hard drives, especially expensive RAID systems like this, is not really that much fun, nor is it super sexy, and no one's gonna applaud you for doing it, and you're not really gonna be able to post about it on social media. But when it comes to having the peace of mind of knowing that all of your footage is backed up and it is safe and it's secure, I cannot tell you how much of a blessing that is. I have had, unfortunately, in the past where I was working on a project, it was a wedding, and I lost all the footage because the hard drive got corrupted. So it wasn't even anything I did. It just literally got corrupted. And to have to pay the money to get it fixed and then also tell the client that you lost the footage while you're waiting to hopefully get that footage back is a absolute nightmare that I never want to have to deal with again. So that is the reason why I invested into these hard drive solutions. If you can, I absolutely recommend doing that. I'll obviously have these linked down below, but I'll also put some budget options that are still good, that are still worth it buying, but some that are a little bit more affordable, that at least that's a way you can get started in backing up your footage. But there you have it. That's pretty much my desk tour. Now, what I would love for you guys to do is tune in this Friday. Every single Friday we do the live stream, and that's where you can actually see all of this in action. As I mentioned before, I use that stream deck, I use the desk, I use all of this in order to go live every single Friday, where we talk about cameras, gear, the latest news, what's coming out, and we also talk a little rumor to kind of see what we all think is coming next. But I would love for you guys to tune in, so be sure to do that. And if you guys want me to cover another element of this office, definitely let me know. Maybe next time I'll break down these lights, who knows? But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.